In this video, we're going to be talking about how you can enhance the quality of your videos using graphics and animations and B-roll so that you can achieve your video objectives. Every video needs to have an objective. I could just jump out and say, yes, at 1 minute and 11 seconds and 11 hundredths of a second, that is the perfect time to be using a graphic animation. But I'd be lying to you, right? The reality is every video is going to be different. Every video has a number of objectives that it's trying to achieve between person A and person B and person Z and person gazillion. Each of those videos are going to have different objectives. And the first one is that you will want to add value. You want to be adding value to your viewers in order for them to keep watching the video, because if you're just publishing crap because you just think that you're going to create a video and put it out there, well, it's not going to add any value. So why would they keep watching? So you want to be always adding value. That is the first thing that you'll be wanting to do. Now, the second thing is that you will be wanting your viewer to be consuming your entire message, because if you have gone to the effort of creating videos in the first place, you will want them to watch it. Right? You don't want them to leave after 5 seconds, because most of the time people will tune in after they've clicked on a thumbnail and a particular title that they thought they're going to get something. 5 seconds in, they go, oh, no, this is not the place for me, and they're gone, right? So you will want to make sure that you are going to have your viewer, or the majority of your viewers at least, to be consuming as much of your message as possible so that they can get that value. The next thing that you will want your video to have as an objective is to take whatever that next logical step is for you. It may be to watch more videos. It may be to subscribe to a channel. It may be to click a like button. It may be to comment, maybe to share. Whatever it is, that video has an objective, that has a logical next step, call to action that you will want them to take. So those are the three main things that every video should have. You want to be adding value. You want to be making sure that your viewer is consuming the content, as much of it as possible, and they're taking the next logical next step, whatever that call to action is that you want them to do next. That brings us to the question of how can we use graphics and animations, maybe B-roll, which is secondary video footage, not your primary video footage. You know, when you've created a video and you're talking right now, but because I'm going to be talking about kites and how to fly them in the sky, you may be seeing a kite flying in the sky to enhance that message, right? B-roll is useful, graphics is useful, kinetic typography, animations, lower thirds. There's all different bits and pieces that you can be using once you are editing your video and you're trying to improve the quality of your video with all of these items that I just spoke about. You want to be increasing the engagement level of your viewer. You want them to be listening really closely to the camera and going, oh yeah, he's talking about something I really like. But if there's parts of your video which you're talking about video content and the topic that you're actually speaking about is a little bit dry, a little bit boring, let's say. Yeah, it's boring. Okay, so if you have boring stuff that you're talking about, because that's the industry you're in, it's really hard for people to get excited about it. This is a perfect opportunity for you to use all these other elements to try and enhance that engagement through the boring bits. All right. Now, if the video also visually stays quite static, and what I'm talking about here is say the video frame. So this is the video frame that you can see right here. If this is the only shot of the video that we ever use and it's just from start to finish, then visually we're not engaging our audience. It's kind of having a little bit of extra movements which will keep people engaged a little bit more. Go, oh, what's he doing now? And you can do that with edits by having jump cuts, by zooming in on a particular point. And whatever it is that you're doing, the idea is that you want to be emphasizing a particular point with your edits and with your B-roll or animations or graphics or kinetic typography, lower thirds, all these different elements. If you are going to use your animations to enhance or wanting to have visual representations of what it is that you're speaking about, for example, let's say that I'm talking about a shovel and the handle on this particular shovel is really good, but I want to really show you how good it is and what the grip hold is, and then I could use a graphic of the actual shovel handle, or I could use some B-roll to show you a little bit closer. So you're enhancing a point, you're showing a visual representation of what it is that they should be looking for. There's different ways that you can use all these different elements to do that. Generally, if things are pretty much boring or staying the same for a long period of time, or words are not actually giving enough detail to what it is that you're trying to convey, that is when you use all these different video elements. Ultimately, you gotta kind of cycle it all back, come back to your video objectives. Your elements that you use to improve the quality of your videos should be adding extra value. It might be that you cut away to a slide deck and having a couple of bullet points come up. So it might be a checklist of something that you're going off, and then people are going, oh yeah, I missed whatever that point was. But then you come back to, and then it's on a checklist there. So people go, oh yeah, then they can take notes and know what it is that they're going to be doing. If the objective is to get people to watch all of your video, then you want to be using these things to increase the engagement, to keep the interest, to keep them watching a little bit more, having things change all the time. So your viewers are staying on your video for longer, consuming it so they can get the value. And don't forget, the last thing that was that we spoke about before was the call to action and what you want your viewer to do next. You will need to utilize these video elements to be able to convey that. Whatever it is that you want people to do, utilize all these different graphics, animations, elements to be able to achieve those things. That is the key with whatever it is that you're doing in the post-production, is that you're trying to enhance the message of your video so that people get the value and they watch all of it and do the next thing that you want them to do. Simple as that. If you're just trying to add in stuff for the sake of adding in stuff, then, well, hate to break it to you, you might as well just put that thing at 1 minute and 11 because it's going to have the same result.